What is going on here? You don't think she's leading us into a trap, do you?
The
I
little
doubt
voices are whispering that there's trouble waiting up ahead. And if you don't take things down a notch, you could be caught with your trousers down. Figuratively or literally, I'm not sure.
Well, that's horrifying. Yeah, right. So the servitors and thugs. So we just meant to, like, shoot these guys?
I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Spare none of them!
Okay. So this is going to be a pretty big fight, I suspect. Oh yeah, and then we need the front line, which I guess is going to be there. And then the medium line, which we might put there, I guess, on her.
Will do.
And then the back line, yeah, it can be you, whatever. Oh yeah, and then can you... Yeah, sweet.
This is why I was chosen!
Oh dear, what... Oh, they're like... Oh, so that's poison, but I think because those guys are like machines, they're probably immune to poison. Very proud of yourself there, aren't you? Okay, yeah, and then, yeah, we could even do that. Hey, let's do it. Okay. Yeah, and then I reckon if you go there, it's a bit of a forward position for you, but I think it's worth doing. And then, yeah, just do it. Get them.
Me?
I do not want those guys attacking us. I really don't. And then, yeah, you could probably charge in. Yeah, sweet. Boom. Okay. And then... Yeah, just fall back,
Emperor,
eh?
give me strength.
Just fall back.
Let's get to it.
Whoa! Dude just blew himself up and did like no damage to us. So that was pretty good. Yeah, you can probably move forward, I guess, a little bit. And then... Yeah, like we could do that. Oh, nice. He just eradicated that thing. Okay. That's good, that's good. Just like he's going to get poisoned if he goes there, isn't he? Which I don't really want.
Reduced to dust.
Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Alright, and then...
Victory is imminent.
Okay. Whoa.
Let's get to it.
Whoa. Yeah, see, those servitors can be bad news.
Dare you?
Now everyone's poisoned. Oh gosh, this is not
I'll
real
make
good,
it
is it?
happen. I'll see to it personally.
Oh. No, that's not what I didn't want to do that. Oh, that was such a waste. That was a complete waste. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. Oh, it was so dumb. What's 95? Oh, base lethality. Okay. 95 out of 1,000, which isn't actually that good. Oh, yeah, the stun grenada.
Let's make it quick.
Oh, what's he doing? Oh, that doesn't look good, does it?
Help me, Lord Captain.
Oh, no.
Watch my back.
Oh, no. Oh, okay, what did that do? Nothing.
Let's get to it.
Nothing at all. Okay. Oof.
Out my way.
Yeah, like he ran into the poison. That
I've
wasn't very
suffered
smart.
worse.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, these armored bandits, man. These guys are powerful. You? We're parrying. Alright, so who's goes? So Adira now. Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, we can reposition these things, can't we? Yeah, we probably want to get these guys out of there, though. But until they can get out of there, they're a bit exposed, aren't they? So we might just do that. Oh, and she's not in it now. Okay, cool. Great.
Was that you? Or...
Yeah, and then... Yeah, do we just do that? I guess we do. Hey. Yeah, that was good. That was very good. Okay. Yeah, seeing this guy, he's a problem. We do not want him getting a turn.
I will bathe this
So
battlefield
let's see.
in righteous
Can
fury.
she take him out? Get out of there. Yeah, so single shot's 81, but yeah, this will fire 3 at 50. We'll give that a crack. It was worth. It was definitely worth. Outstanding. Alright, cool. Oh, damn it. Yeah, she's in the poison. Okay, well, that was stupid of me. And she's out of cover. So that was just a complete fail. Complete fail. Okay. The assistant's coming to help us out. Yeah, I'm scared of this guy, though. He's horrifying. He's so powerful.
Deliver us.
Like, look at that. He's a beast. Alright, you want to do that?
It's as good as done.
Yep, well, that was good. Yeah, so, yeah, it doesn't really do anything, does it?
Accept your lot.
Alright,
I'll see to it personally.
okay.
Who, if not me?
Just keep attacking.
On it. The best defense is a good offense.
Alright, so he's nearly... That guy's nearly dead. Oh dear. Oh man. He was on our side, wasn't he, that guy? He just got got.
Show me what you got.
Don't frighten me. I know what I'm doing, usually.
No, you don't. You ran
Going
into the
somewhere?
poison, just like me.
Oh, you're no fun.
Still, that was good, though. She just took out 2 guys. That was very good.
Scared yet?
Who just died? There must have been one of their guys. Yeah, like
Soul shall become like fire.
this thing is just monstrous. Yeah, so what if we did that?
On it.
And then... Yeah, and then I think, yeah, can we do that? Yeah, that was good. That was very good. Okay. Yeah, and then just, yeah, try and put as many of our guys on this frontline thing as possible. Alright, so who's this? Okay, so a Genta.
God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart!
Oh no, wait, that's gonna potentially hit Abelard, isn't it? Yeah, no, which we don't want to do. So we'll just do single shot. Hasn't done that much. Oh, I did hit that though, so it's poisoned those guys. That's good.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Done. Okay. And then, yeah, maybe just try to get to a safer location. Alright. Oh, okay, now. There we go. There we go. Very nice. And then... yeah. Oh god, he's so close to death. I'm hoping this was the right decision.
Reading damage to Oak.
Yeah. We should be able to return to the ship after this without any more fighting. I'm hoping. But I guess we'll see, won't we? Yeah, get him. Okay. And then if we do... and then, yeah, maybe we use this one again.
I took care of this one.
Okay, wow, what a tough fight. Yeah, what a mess. Thank the throne we didn't come here with just the three of us. Yeah, that was brutal. Shut up and get moving, Core. We need to open the passage into the tunnels and let our guys in. Jai on your signal. These Ashmags dared to touch something from the cargo. 235, thank the Exalted One. Those Ashmags didn't have time to make off with anything yet. Give me 2 minutes, Shirin. I'll send the coordinates to my loyal crew who will deliver my property somewhere safe. And done. We're good. Now how about we relocate to a more pleasant and private space to discuss the details of our deal, specifically payment for your efforts. Okay. Yeah, alright, let's go. We don't need to be sarcastic. Try opens her mouth to reply when you hear the sound of many footsteps behind you. Oh god. Stop right there in the name of the liege. Your Excellency. Please forgive my vehemence. Most noble drifter. I never expected to encounter such eminent persons in this corner of Footfall. Most noble Excellency. I am Vladimir Tukara's personal agent. I came here to remove from criminal circulation a shipment, the distribution of which is banned in the lands of Footfall. Horrendous xeno-heresy that has been fraudulently delivered to a bastion of the Holy Imperium. I do not doubt for a moment, most noble drifter, that your presence here is merely a misunderstanding brought about by another's manipulations. Commerce test succeeded. It is too great a coincidence that the Liege's representative should arrive in the Shadow Quarters just after Jai has recovered her rightful spoils. It seems that the guards reported the problems with the shipment over the Vox, and not just to anyone, but to the Liege's personal agent. Vladimir Tukara knew about the shipment from the start and planned to take it for himself and get rid of Jai if he could. Behold the grubby, underhanded struggle between cold traders. Not rogue traders, cold traders. And had it not been for your impromptu deal struck in the bar, Vladimir might have succeeded. Okay. Yeah, this cargo belongs to the von Valancius dynasty. Is Lord Takara trying to encroach upon the property of a rogue trader? No, no, your lordship. I beg you to forgive this wretched serf. A terrible misunderstanding. 1,000 apologies. I won't disturb you further. Sneaky. I wish I could see Vladim's face when he finds out he almost stepped on the toes of one of the most powerful people in the Expanse. I keep thinking that's her hand and she's like reaching out of the portrait like those are her fingers. Anyway, listen, Drifter, I'm genuinely sorry about this confusion. Vladim and I have had our difficulties, but I never thought he'd want to clean me out and go away with me in some dark corner. He literally said he was going to do that. At least not so soon. If you hadn't agreed to our deal, Sharen, my gang and I would already be floating in orbit around one of Footfall's asteroids. Okay, so what are our options? Be merciful and give you a choice, heretic. You can atone for your deplorable crimes against the Imperium through your service to House von Valancius, or you can die where you stand. Take what we agreed to, but I never want to see you again. Execute. Oh, wow. You can execute her. So tell me about your business on Footfall, the truth of it, and don't leave anything out. Alright then, this isn't my first year in the Expanse. It's not my first year in business either. I've sat at the negotiating table with all sorts, not just loot hunters or smugglers either, but with Xenos. Ones intelligent enough to believe that mutual benefit was a better outcome of our meeting than mutual destruction. I know that the whatever that word says, the religious body of the Imperium, alright, the Adeptus Ministorum, has to say about that. But speaking from the bottom of my heart, I know where the line is between an ordinary deal and a betrayal of humanity, and I never cross it. Yeah, I see nothing wrong with making profit where it does no harm to oneself or the Imperium. Yeah, any of that. Probably not the last one, hey. But yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not really worried about the rules of the Imperium, so yeah, whatever. There are no chance encounters when you are loved by the Exalted One. I like you more and more too, Sharen. Alright, so... yeah, so a rogue trader could use someone with your talents and connections, Jai. I would like to see you in my retinue. Exalted One, bless and your entire dynasty. I'll bless you and your entire dynasty. I wouldn't say no to marking the occasion properly. It's not every day you embark on a brilliant new business partnership. You sully the von Valancius name by inviting people like her into your retinue, Lord Captain. The decision is yours, but do not be surprised if unsavory rumors start to spread on Footfall. It is a strange circle you are forming around yourself, rogue trader. Sister Agenta, I've heard all about your deeds on Footfall, but I never would have guessed there was an angelic beauty behind all the idle gossip. And while we're at it, Sharon, when were you going to reveal your true identity to me? I'm infinitely flattered by your attention, but if I had known I was talking to a rogue trader, not an envoy of one, I would have shown some decorum. Let's see. I wish we could forget decorum entirely. When I do something and why solely my decision making, I'm not going to explain my reasons to anyone. I wanted to talk like normal people do. For a man of my status, it's a rare treat. That is so human, your lordship. I guess people at the top have a lot more in common with regular folk than some might think. Either way, I'm entirely willing to join your retinue. From now on, my knowledge and experience are entirely at your disposal. Yeah, she seemed like a follower, hey. She had a lot of the custom portrait and all the dialogue. Oh, and one more thing. If you're interested in a rather lucrative offer, one that can give the von Valancius Protectorate a leg up, I'd say now isn't the time to be thinking about such things. Once we get back to your ship, perhaps you could spare me a minute. Yeah, so there's going to be so much to do when we get back to the ship.
Yet iron knows no pain.
This is going to be crazy. Ah, Heinrichs, you're back, Lord Captain. Honoured Interrogator, what a surprise. Did you perchance leave something in your cabin? Not at all, First Officer Wasserian. I'm not in the habit of leaving a trail, but I thank you for your concern. Yeah, you again. Your directness of expression does you credit. Alas, your ship will have to accommodate me once more. Bro, will it really? Is that a fact? Because I thought the last time we spoke, you were telling me how you're so smart and I'm so dumb. Yet here you are wanting my help again. I was able to contact my mentor and report the tragic events that transpired on Rykard Minoris. I also received some information from my agents regarding the movements and actions of enemies of humanity, including the Xenos, that we're assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds, this time yours, Lord Captain. By the order of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar, whose duty is to stand sentinel over the Coronis Expanse, the rogue trader of House von Valancius is to take on board the agent of the Most Holy Inquisition and provide escort and support in deeds great and small that serve to safeguard the territories of the Imperium against its enemies. This decree is effective immediately upon announcement and remains in effect until decided otherwise by His Excellency Calcazar. All I got from it is that ridding ourselves of this snitch won't be easy. I can't really say no, can I? Henrik studies you for a moment, then ever so slightly, as if not wanting anyone else to see, shakes his head. Okay. So, yeah, well, he's already explained it. Why do we need to... Why can't we just agree? The cause is the activity of humanity's enemies. Yeah, which is what he just said. Bro. You probably already know about the fate of the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. If not, then I'll share what details I know, but not here. Better to talk on board, where we will not be overheard. Okay. A sanctioned psyker with an inquisitorial rosette in my retinue, for free no less. The other rogue traders will be positively green with envy. Not fond of the methods used by the Inquisition, but I will assist you in any way I can. Object to such an abuse of power by the Inquisition. I'm a rogue trader, not some peasant to be pushed around. Yeah, well, yep, that's, join us then, buddy, whether we like it or not. I understand, but duty to the Golden Throne is seldom a pleasant burden to bear, especially for those in a position of great power. I must also deliver this to you. The Lord Inquisitor specified that the contents of this envelope are for your eyes only. I would ask you to read it as soon as you have the time. Okay, that is everything for the time being. Are you headed to the ship? Do you still have business on Footfall? Whatever the case, I can either wait for you on board or accompany you as part of your retinue. Yeah, right. No, no, I think the retinue is good for now. Although, we could replace some of these injured people with him. Hey, I should have done that with the thief woman as well. Because, yeah, it's like free healing. The refugees from Kiava are looking at you with some apprehensive frowns, some with unconcealed gratitude. Yeah, so yeah, we need information, that's for sure. Yeah, I need information. What happened? We told you everything back in the square. Things are rough on Kiava. Maybe there isn't even a Kiava anymore. The planet was attacked by a horde of heretics. They shouted unholy prayers and cut down people left and right. We heard everything from orbit, listening to one Voxcast after another. We realised there wasn't anyone left to save, so we thought we'd run, but then it was like our crew went mad somehow. The captain smashed his own head against the cogitator, and so did half of the officers. Everyone who survived did their best to steer the ship into the warp, and here we are. Only 3 ships made it out alive, ours being one of them. We don't know what happened to the other 2. They never made it to Footfall. Maybe they disappeared in the warp, or maybe something else happened to them. Corrupted Voxcasts, a special breed of heresy that requires knowledge of unholy arts. Kiava could have fallen under the influence of twisted tech priests. Having once succumbed to corruption, they forget all limitations imposed by faith and delve into unbridled and dangerous research. The first beast, its body wounded, crawled into a hole under the palace of an eminent lord. The second beast, its skin in ulcers, perished in an asteroid grave. The third beast, its essence cursed, is curled up in the glow of a yellow sun. What became of the ship that you used to get it? It is the property of the von Valancius dynasty. Apologies, we couldn't save it. The ship was damaged during the escape. We're lucky it got us all the way to Footfall. It's at the far docks, but there isn't much use for it anymore. It doesn't look like it's going to fly anywhere, and the local recologists have already removed some of the valuable parts. You can send your people to take apart whatever is left, scavenge some components. Okay. The map of the Expanse was revealed to me before the Sea of Souls roiled and tangled the paths. How did you, desperate ones, reach Footfall all the way from the Krenak system without a navigator? But please forgive my worthless words. We were feeling our way in the dark. You could say all we had is some old maps. We prayed to the God Emperor day and night while a helmsman plotted the course. A miracle it must have been, your lordship. Okay. So do we have to do anything? Is this situation resolved? Are these guys just going to live here now? Yeah, so yeah, I guess that situation is taken care of. Yeah, this is him. So he sent us an invitation. I think it happened I wasn't recording when it happened. But anyway, doesn't matter. Initiating identification procedure. This unit is defined as Logis Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative structural part of the Cognizance Fleet and the priesthood of the Adaptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, donations. Initiating official greeting procedure. Requesting information exchange regarding contractual obligation Logistica Theta. What? Pascal and Opticon 22 exchange glances and a short series of binary signals before bowing their heads in satisfaction. Opticon 22's head bows noticeably lower than Pascal's. Yeah, I received an invitation to a meeting. Confirmed, I wish to discharge, reciprocally validate the mutual contractual obligation designated. So is he just saying he wants to trade with us? Is that what this means? Under the contractual obligation in question, Terran years received from representative of the Von Valancius dynasty a volume of high-grade promethium equal to the fuel capacity of 6 Tantalon void tankers. The stipulated payment from the Cognizance Fleet can be made to Von Valancius assets at the current time, after which the contractual obligation will be fulfilled. Confirm your status regarding acceptance of the offering. You waited 30 years to pay up. What payment can I expect? Universal Mobile Orbital Deployment Extracticum Astra Arata processing complexes in the quantity stipulated in the contractual obligation. Each unit has undergone a cycle of maintenance, liturgies, and has been assessed for a conformance to the sacred standard template construct. Great creations of the Omnissiah, blessed be his beneficence. I know that word, I always struggle to pronounce it. Beneficence? I think that's how you say it. Which has bestowed upon these complexes industrial might and a full cycle reproduction and life support. Alright, well look, if you want to give us money, well give us anything, we will graciously accept. The request is accepted, the sacred machine will be loaded into the hold of your vessel, the contractual obligation is concluded. Okay. I seek the friendship of the Adaptus Mechanicus. The priesthood is interested in, considers cooperation with rogue traders under the terms of the Treaty of Mars. It is willing to provide services to the Von Valancius dynasty. The priority of service tasks can be raised if diplomatic links are strengthened. The Cognizance Fleet will be glad to accept any samples of sacred technology, samples of profane xenotech, miscellaneous items, reminder, storage, study, and or disposal of the aforementioned objects with the exception of 3 miscellaneous items is the preferential right of the Adaptus Mechanicus. Okay. Is willing to pay for information on planets studied by the rogue trader. The Explorer fleet will also accept information about planets in the Coronis Expanse that have not previously been recorded in the planetary register. Fantastic. Okay. Well, let's trade. What can we get? So this stuff we can get instantly. But for now, I think we're good. So I think that means, for now at least, our time on Footfall is done. And we are good to return back to the ship. And like I said, I'm expecting there's going to be quite a lot of happenings. At least I'll be able to wipe the sewage off me. So that's really nice. Alright, so I did level up, and I gave Drifter Death Whisper. Assassin makes an attack that does not count towards the limit of attacks per turn. Only does 25% damage, but I believe he can get some abilities that will make that extra free attack better. And it also inflicts hemorrhage. At the beginning of each of the target's turns, they will suffer 8 rending damage. So I thought that sounded pretty good. Free attack, why not? with Pascal, we took Cull the Bold, and it does a whole bunch of stuff. But I thought this could be good against big boss enemies because it basically, yeah, it allows us to, you know, do more damage and that type of thing. So I thought that would be good. For Cassia, what did I get? Oh, again, Mend Reality, not Mend Realty, which is what I nearly said. The Navigator decreases Veal degradation by will point bonus. All allies gain will point bonus. Deflection against all warp damage. As we saw when we we summoned that demon and made that fight way more difficult than it needed to be. Yeah, any options I can get to reduce Veal degradation, that's I'm gonna take it. Now her willpower is pretty good, pretty real good. So I think that will be a good one. On her, I went with Adira. I went with Blitz Stratagem. Grand Strategist chooses one of the combat tactic areas for 1 round. All allies within the range of 6 cells gain the ability to move to that area. This movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity and does not spend MP. So it is pretty niche. But when we need it, if we really want to relocate a bunch of people, is going to give us the option to do that safely. So yeah, it's one of those things. I'm not expecting to use it often. When I do use it, you know, it'll be good to have when we need it. I'm hoping. I was thinking about getting Biomancy, but I don't want her to end up being, you know, the jack of all trades and master of none. So maybe we'll put this guy into Biomancy at some point. I'll have a think about that. If we haven't already. I haven't leveled him up because I wasn't expecting him to come back to the party, so probably should have, because, you know, they didn't put that much effort into the character design just to have him show up and then immediately leave. So I should have seen that he was going to come back, but I didn't. Anyway, so I will level him up at some point. And then on Agenta, we got Wildfire. The Archmilitant's next attack this turn will cost 0 AP and will not count towards the attack limit per turn. The cost of this ability is reduced by -1 AP for every 4 stacks of versatility, minimum 1. So I do need to remember, because she's now got the Archmilitant thing, she gets bonuses for different types of attacks. So I really should be alternating between burst and single shot all the time to increase those stacks. So I got to remember to do that. Anyway, so that's what I've done. We'll see if it ends up being a good decision. We can always respec if it's not. And now let's head back to the ship. Lord Captain, the inspection of the ship's systems is complete. The tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel, except there is an issue you must be made aware of. I've been studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double check the route to Dargonis and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the Atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out. It can no longer be used for travelling. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from the Atlas, one after the other, and saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roiling with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colours. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Well, that's pretty good system we have. Hey, we make the maps and then the maps become completely useless. Warp storms are our enemies, just like heretics and daemons. It is a shame they can't be dispersed with a flamer or a bolter. Indeed. Now we can be certain that problems with astropathic communication in the Cronus Expanse are no coincidence. There is a warp disturbance in your way, Lord Captain. It is swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. This means you need to locate the key worlds of the Von Valancius Protectorate as soon as possible. I'm talking about Janus, Dargonis, and Kiava Gamma. Charting new routes so they can be reached and restoring control will be the necessary next step. Okay. So we kind of know about these two. What do we know about Dargonus? Is the heart and soul of your protectorate. It is where the main administrative resources and storage facilities are, and so is the Von Valancius Palace. If you would like to know, this is where you will publicly accept the title of Rogue Trader. Dargonus is a major administrative hub and runs the cargo fleet and keeps track of finances. Alright, Abelard, where should we go first? I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say. Rediscovering the agri-world will supply your protectorate with something none of your servants can do without: sustenance. The importance of basic supplies should not be underestimated. Just look at Footfall, its current pitiful state. On the other hand, I am concerned by the rumours concerning Kiava Gamma. There may have been no problems on Janus for many years, but something is very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planet. I trust I do not have to explain the capital world. Losing it would make us the laughingstock of the other dynasties. Besides, the loss of chronicles and ledgers would spell a bureaucratic catastrophe. So all three systems are equally vital to the Protectorate. It falls to you to decide which should be brought into the fold before the rest, Lord Captain. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Janus. I'm kind of thinking we need to secure the food. Even though it sounds like we're going to lose Kiava Gamma entirely. Yeah, do my officers have any other issues that require immediate attention? That is all, Lord Captain. The vessel and the crew await your instructions and are ready to depart Footfall immediately, should you so desire. Oh, okay, well that wasn't as much dialogue as I was expecting. But yeah, we do need to talk to a couple of people, don't we? The machine spirit of this mechanism slumbers. Should you wish to awaken it, use the key of your blood. Okay. Place your hand inside the servitor's maw. Sacred mechanism is awake and ready to receive your request. Yeah, Pascal has informed me that the system has encrypted data stored inside. I wish to know its contents. Without another word, the tech priest turns to the cogitator. He raises his hands and a prayer of binary code pours out of his Vox device. The servo motors and the bows of the machine grow louder, its undulating hum responding to his chant. Numerical combinations run down the screen. Of course. All makes sense now. 0, 0, 0, 0.0. 0, 0, 0, 0.5. Yes, of course. The machine spirit has discovered numerous critical errors. The data is damaged. Registering an intact segment, the machine spirit has spoken. The worlds of Kiava Gamma and Dargonus hold certain data repositories. The mechanism is ready to provide the rogue trader with data keys that can unlock said repositories. Okay. Yeah, can you tell us... well, yeah, how do I accept these keys? Okay. The gracious machine spirit is willing to transfer the data keys to the head of House Von Valancius by means of an electu, a hypodermic tattoo augment. If you are ready to accept the keys, place your hand inside the servitor's mouth. Yeah, tell us more about the caches. The Omnissiah favours you. The machine spirit is willing to commence the calculation procedure that could restore the lost data. Okay, yeah, well, restore them both. The data has been restored, but it is only a single phrase. Litanies of the motive force. That is all the sacred mechanism was able to salvage. And Kiava Gamma? Blessed are the Omnissiah's deeds. The repository on Kiava Gamma has a security system guarding it. The machine spirit has received a code that will allow you to disable the defenses. Cool. Excellent. What data repository? Yeah, tell us about the data repositories. That remains hidden. The encrypted data bank belonged to the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. She was the only one who could have known about these repositories. Perhaps the former Engine Seer Prime could have known. Omnissiah accept his code. If I were to propose a hypothesis, it would be most prudent of a figure as eminent as a rogue trader to store her classified data in receptacles most secure. Okay. Well, that sounds promising. We're not going to have to fight the defense systems when we get there. Okay, yeah. Have the tech priests of the Adaptus Mechanicus been able to discern how the ship was able to start her warp engine? The Engine Seer Prime spends hours pursuing the quest for knowledge in hopes of comprehending the nature of said miracle. May the Omnissiah's grace guide him on his journey. Well, thanks for your help, man. Appreciate it.
Allow me to thank you again for helping me with the cargo, Sherin. I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Sherin. I will watch your back, if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
Yeah, was there some business you wish to discuss?
Oh, Sherin, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
Okay. Oh, no dialogue. Darn, okay. You guys are going to have to listen to me, which isn't going to be nearly as good. Shireen, the Exalted One himself brought us together the day you crossed Vladaim's threshold. He led us to the cargo and gave his blessing for its return. Do you know what people in my world would say when such a thing happens? What's gained is to be shared with your neighbour. I am sharing what I've gained with you. Please accept these humble gifts in honour of our wildly successful, though suddenly struck friendship. Wondrous Portent, Bloodseeker Clave. Okay. Yes, well, thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. I knew you would appreciate the Xenos' mastery of their craft. So, the matter I wanted to discuss with you is related to my business. You know that I sell Xeno artifacts to interested Imperial subjects and Imperial trinkets to Xenos. Business is going well, my network runs even without my participation. But when it comes to expansion, well, that is where I hit a wall. Rivals envious of my success, Falco especially. I'm certain the theft of the cargo was his doing, but I can never predict what that Ashmag will do next. And while the Imperium's authority may be fragmented in the Expanse, it could crack down on people of my profession at any moment. Yeah, I think I see where this is going, eh? Yeah, so you want my help with this enterprise? Exalted One for Fen. Could such a lowly servant of the Emperor use the radiant bearer of the warrant like some kind of tool? The other way around, however. If the rogue trader put in a good word for me with the servants of the Adaptus Administratum, I could become an official trade representative of the Imperium. Just imagine it, a little scrap of paper will offer me and my agents protection against Ashmag schemes. Far better than any refractor field. And even the Inquisition will have to think twice before they mess with me, because I'll be a representative of the law in my own right. And the best part of all is that this will cost you precisely nothing. All you have to do is stop by the Administratum Palace and obtain a certificate from the Master of Seals. My informants tell me the palace is located on Dargonus, your capital world. You see how everything is aligned so wonderfully, and of course I will repay you in kind. Yeah, that's, yeah, I don't know, that's a big ask. Basically, like, make me immune to the law so I can just break the law. Yeah, explain to me what's in it for me. Besides being in receipt of my eternal gratitude, won't it be beneficial to have someone in your retinue with the weight of authority behind them rather than just another pawn? One slip of paper and I'll be able to extend my network to systems far beyond Footfall. My agents will be your eyes and ears throughout the Expanse. Yeah, that does sound pretty good. That does sound pretty good, because, yeah, like, at the end of the day, she's working for us, so I shall take this into consideration. I'll think about it. Perhaps your thoughts will move you in the right direction with a little encouragement from me. You must have some faction in mind that you would like to establish relations with. The Severe Drusians. Followers of the cult of St. Drusus, a legendary hero. Okay, so that was the dude who Argenta was helping, right? Those were the Drusians, I think. The hot-headed pirates of the Casbalica, the most successful crime syndicate in the Imperium of Man. You merely need to use the right words like a key for a lock and people open their hearts to you or their wallets. I will arrange everything. You merely have to ask. We can't choose everyone. We can't choose everyone. Alright, yeah, let's go with the Casbalica. Not a problem, Sharon. I will have my people put in a good word for you in the right circles. Cool, okay, so we just got 2,000 reputation with those guys. And if you change your mind about my proposal, you can always find me nearby on the bridge. Just say the word and I'll come.
To what do I owe this visit?
Yeah, you wanted to discuss the nature of your mission.
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officers' mess.
I sense a pattern occurring here. Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now would be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. Yes. Yeah, bro, if it was up to me, you wouldn't be here. I often encounter such reactions. As long as the Lord Captain and his subjects do not interfere with my work or attract my professional interest, I'll not interfere in the rogue trader's affairs or distract you with my presence more than is strictly necessary. To business then. The cult of the final dawn. The madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Coronis Expanse and instigate crimes against the throne and humanity. One such crime took place in your protectorate. The Lord Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage into the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers on the capital world of your domain. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Why would Ordo Xenos agents investigate a Chaos cult? I'm guessing because desperate times call for desperate measures. He's the only guy they've got in the area, but let's see. You are well versed in how the Inquisition is organized. Yes, initially our arrival in the Coronis Expanse was dictated by the need to fight Xenos, but there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I will be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. Of course you do. Yeah. Yeah, well, what can you tell us about the cult of the Final Dawn? Chaos worshippers, most often agents of the throne, run into lone renegades stirring up the rabble. Insane prophets and hysteric visionaries preaching at the end of days. A passing comet, a mutant rebellion, an onslaught of monsters. Each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and the blood of those loyal to the Golden Throne was spent before we established the connection between those heretics. However, the cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune-tellers. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Coronis Expanse, disseminating heresy among honest people on the Imperial worlds. There is a certain strategy to their actions that changes whenever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have had 2 ships that we had sent after them later discovered as wreckage. The growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but is unlikely to inconvenience those who engage in vile sorcery day in day out. After the events on Reichad Minoris, I suspected the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain, but the latest reports indicate it is your protectorate that is harbouring heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to their secrets. The Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his... I haven't read the letter yet. But I guess I have, yeah, so... The Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his letter that he's willing to show lenience towards my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I am surprised. The Lord Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness of soul and mind, even in someone who only recently accepted the burden of a lofty title. Yeah, well, is there anything else? The rogue trader should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. I'll then accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning and how it intends to use the resources that have fallen into their clutches, which may very well include the blessed engines of the Adaptus Mechanicus and even the followers of the Omnissiah themselves. I will be frank, the answer to this question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destruction. Having their plans come to fruition would lead to far more terrible consequences. One of the systems in the Coronis Expanse is already lost. May the Emperor protect us from watching this tragedy play out again. Yeah. So if the planet has fallen to chaos, are you going to suggest we destroy it? On Reichad Minoris, you made a decision that sent billions of souls into the grasp of the arch-enemy. an unreasonable and unforgettably high price for a small handful of people saved by your mercy. Do I consider it a worthy exchange? I most certainly do not. Will I make every effort to make sure such an exchange does not happen again? Of course I will. Sentimentality is a luxury I cannot afford. Yeah, I kind of want an option just to tell him to F off, but that option is not here, sadly. Yeah, you did not stop me after all, although you certainly could have tried to. I haven't said I would not like to be able to afford such luxury. In fact, deep down I understand why you acted that way. I have yet to eliminate the understanding and acceptance within myself. But I will. Yeah, are we going to run into more Chaos Marines? I imagine we are. I have no doubt it will happen sooner or later. Chaos Marines siding with the cult is very, very bad news. Most likely they kept away until recently, pulling their puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors seldom show up alone. The best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines in the Cronus Expanse, and not an entire company. Yeah, well, we'll see, I guess, won't we? Yeah, tell us more about the Dark Elder who stole the sun. The Drukhari, one of the branches of the Aldari, an ancient and vicious Xenos race. Those creatures are a living terror to ordinary people who fall prey to their raids for the simple reason that the victims are not killed outright but instead become their playthings. Just as you and I need air to survive, the Drukhari require psychic energy born from torment and pain, which they extract from their captives with uncanny expertise. Their ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, arrive suddenly and undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capabilities of standard Imperium Auger arrays. The objective of their raids is never to capture a world or a ship. No, they are only interested in fresh victims. After filling their holds with living captives, they disappear into the webway, a different dimension which conceals their greatest stronghold, Komora, the dark city of the Drukhari, from which none can hope to escape. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Rykard's son and brought about fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the Xenos themselves have played into the arch-enemy's designs, or perhaps Aurora's divinations in fact describe the Drukhari's actions. There is only one thing I can say with absolute certainty: there is no alliance between the cult of the Final Dawn and the Xenos. It is simply impossible. I must go about my business. Is there anything else I need to know? Let me put it this way: you may think whatever you want of me, but my goal is not to hinder you. I'm here to help you in the fight against foes you may not even be aware of. You have my word that I will provide every assistance in uprooting the heresy that has sprouted on the Von Valancius worlds while their master was away, and that I will try to be more patient with the less grievous flaws the bearers of the warrant are sometimes known to have. Thank you for sparing the time, Lord Captain. I hate how it doesn't transport us back to the bridge. We have to go back there ourselves. It's annoying. So
Greetings.
Let me guess, you can't talk here?
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, rogue trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the sacred warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Okay, well at least it's not our quarters, so it's a change of scenery. Alright, let's go. Magenta drops to her knees, her hands making the sign of the Aquila. Aquila? Her eyes are locked on the sweeping signature on the warrant, a seemingly mundane thing, merely a flourish on a piece of paper, unless one knows whose hand left that mark and whose blood is on that paper. If thou seest a flaw in me, smite me. If thou knowest a fall of mine, burn me, with flames of fury and righteousness. But if thou seest a light in me, grace me. If thou hearest this plea of mine, bless me, with wrath of fury and of righteousness. For I breathe by the will of thine, for I live by the law of thine. I carry thy word, O Emperor. I bring solace to servants of thine, and ruin to foes of thine. a fate of terror and righteousness. Rogue Trader, we need to talk, or rather, I need to tell you something. The truth. The truth about how I ended up on Theodora von Valancius' ship, and about the cultists we encountered on Footfall. I'm listening. Please understand I couldn't trust you before. I'll tell you my story, and you'll see why. I'll start at the beginning. It's easier to piece everything together that way. Upon arriving in the Expanse and on Footfall, I found no purpose here, only torment. This music's getting louder and louder, eh? I wasn't needed. The reliquary I'd been assigned to safeguard was already well protected by Reverend Aeronomus' mission, and no one was even trying to defile it. For all of its lawlessness, Footfall respects the worship of the Emperor. That was when Lady Theodora, head of your dynasty, appeared. She became an agent of divine will, in a way. It was from her that I learned about a planet recently discovered by her scouts, Salus Prime. For a rogue trader, the planet was of little interest, a feral world away from convenient warp routes. But for me, learning about its existence was a revelation. Continue. The description of Salus Prime was familiar to me. It seemed very similar to a world from an ancient legend. The legend of Saint Agenta and her ship. Agenta, the living saint. She's my patroness. The Order named me after her. She died millennia ago when heretics caused her ship to fall from the skies. But even those blasphemous could not touch Agenta's ashes or her holy relic, the One Star. For the fallen ship, which now served as the resting place for the saint's remains, would only allow the truly righteous to enter. All others would meet their death. Imagine what I felt when this flash of insight came upon me. The world where Saint Agenta's ship fell was merely a vague legend. No one knew its actual whereabouts, and suddenly, I, myself named after the saint, come across this information. I realized at that moment that it was important, that I must journey to the planet and find the ship, and so I asked Reverend Aeronomus to let me go for a time on a personal pilgrimage. I boarded Theodora's ship and demanded passage to the newly discovered planet Salus Prime. Yeah, why didn't you tell the dude? Tell the priest? And like, who are you to make demands of a rogue trader? That doesn't really seem to fit, does it? I couldn't just come out and tell him. It was important revealed to me personally, can't you see? What? Bro, that is the lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life. I told Reverend Aeronomus the honest truth, that I was going on a personal pilgrimage to embolden my spirit. It really was a pilgrimage. It was as if Saint Agenta herself had shown me the way, commanding me to undertake this trial. If I'd found the ship and set foot on its decks, if I'd laid my hand on her remains and the relic, it would have been a sign that I truly had been blessed with the saint's favour. Yeah, that's right, yeah, it's hubris. You wanted the glory all for yourself. Yeah. You suspect me of unworthy urges, but I will accept this reproach and try my best to think on it. The sisters know the meaning of humility. Yeah, tell us about the One Star. What's this about? Apologies, I got so carried away I forgot to explain. The One Star is the relic kept by Saint Agenta. I belong to the Order Pronatus, and we attach particular significance to holy relics. The One Star is one of the lost relics of the past, so mysterious that no one even knows what it is exactly. Agenta's hagiography at times calls it a banner, or a set of armour, or a blessed chainsword. One thing is certain, it was a beacon of righteousness, and it was lost with Agenta's death. Okay, so what happened then? Defeat. The ship's augers failed to detect anything of note during orbital scanning. I was expecting this though. According to the legend, the ship can conceal itself from the naked eye, and only a pilgrim guided by a pure heart can find it. What I didn't expect was an ambush waiting for us on the planet. I landed there with a small unit provided by Theodora. I know Saint Agenta's hagiography by heart. I know all the legends about her. I followed their obscure clues. the descriptions of mountains and rivers from millennia-old tales, and I was certain that I had found the way to the ship, and that's when we were attacked. And it's like, bro, who left these clues, and yet you still had no idea where the ship is? Like, okay. The words we heard in the heretic shrine on Footfall, something about ways, doors, please addressed to some lord at the edge of daybreak. They were the same words as those spoken by the cultists who attacked us on Salus Prime. My whole unit perished. All those honest, brave people I had led to search for the relic. It was only by a miracle that I didn't perish along with them. I didn't connect these events at first. The cultists on Footfall, the cultists on Salus Prime, the cultists attacking the ship, and Conrad's betrayal. What if these are all links in the same chain? What if they've long since infiltrated the ranks of the Von Valancia servants? What if I led those heretics to the sacred planet with my search? I think that's exactly what happened. I mean, Conrad has proven that the people in our ranks cannot necessarily be trusted. Yeah, the one who might have all the answers, Conrad, he escaped. Oh yes, and I sincerely hope that we will meet him again. That serpent needs to answer a few questions before he's plunged into cleansing flame. And so the fact that there are traitors around, that's why you didn't trust me. Yes, Rogue Trader, I saw with my own eyes how a member of your family showed his true colours as a servant of the arch-enemy. I'd already suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the cultists and was afraid of another betrayal. I couldn't be forthright with you, and so I studied you, looking for seeds of corruption, or the light of righteousness. And what did you find? A man who stood shoulder to shoulder with me and helped eradicate the cultists on Footfall. Although my opinion of you started to change even before then, back when you agreed to talk to the orphans at my request, a leader who's willing to honour those who lay down their lives for them and take care of their children is a leader who inspires trust, and the way you acted in that moment. Do you remember? There was a young man whose grief and confusion had driven him to insolence. You found the words that could comfort him. You didn't punish him, didn't scare him with a show of austerity. You even admitted that you were not all-powerful. It surprised me. I even saw it as weakness at first, but after giving it some thought, I saw the wisdom in it. The way you openly addressed the thoughtless boy does you credit, Rogue Trader. And yeah, so you obviously never found the ship. Yes, I rushed to Theodora the moment I could walk again, but I insisted on going back to Salus Prime to defend the relic from the heretics. But I was told that the warp had destroyed the old route to the planet, and that plotting a new one would take a great deal of time and effort. As if there could be anything more important than protecting the faith and hunting down servants of the arch-enemy. In any event, the route was lost and all knowledge of it died in the attack on the ship along with the old navigator. But now we have a new lead. The data that we collected in the cultist shrine on Footfall. I don't care what that reprobate we executed said. There must be a way to track them down. Tell me, Rogue Trader, will you help me in this undertaking? Will you help me find the great relic and return it to the people of the Imperium? If the accursed Final Dawn is evolved again, it is my duty to help you. That cult must be reduced to ashes throughout the entire Coronis expanse. You're goddamn right they must. So be it, Rogue Trader, as I stand here before the warrant, the embodiment of the Emperor's will marked by his own hand. I vow that I will not relent until the holy relic has been returned and the heretics punished, and may the light be with us both on this path. Nice. I'm thinking we should either go to the planet that's been attacked by the heretics, or we should go to the food planet. They seem like the most important. But yeah, no matter where we go, it's going to be bad for the other planets, so that is what we have to decide, isn't it?